Spooky. 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 It's spooky hours once again. Though we're missing Dirk Struder. So I don't know if we should wait for him or not. Let me message him real quick. Hopefully he'll get the memo. East, what are you doing today? Buddy, what are you doing today? Hopefully nothing important. Gaming? No, it's a vibe. That's a vibe. I'm also doing that, if you consider this a game. Dude, Mion's gun is also my favorite character. How'd you know? No. My favorite character is Renna's Hatchet. Renna's Hatchet versus Mion's gun. Who would win? Okay. I think we start now. Shouldn't be too important if he misses the little beginning bits, huh? The gun, obviously. Nah. Bring a hatchet to a gunfight and you will always win. Okay? I only spit facts. Few days have passed since the incident. What incident? Nothing really happened. During that time, either Mion was busy or Riki-chan had to help with the festival preparations, so we couldn't get everybody together for club activities. I have never once touched a hatchet, and I've never once touched a gun. So, no. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again after the years it shaved off my life each time, not having it only made my heart grow fonder. I really am not honest with myself. Today we finally had our club activities again. These weren't the same old club activities. It was called the Onikakushi 5 Demon Firefight. And it was one of the biggest events in the club. I hate this song. I hate it. Keiichi, does this yukata still fit you? Can you try it on for a second? Mom pulled out an old dusty yukata. Nah, I don't need a yukata. Those are embarrassing, so I'll just go into my normal clothes. Come on, Keiichi. We didn't get to see you in that freaking kitty uniform. We don't get to see you in yukata. What's even the point? Wait, hold on. Turn it down a little bit. Okay. But this is a festival, wear it, okay? Ren and the others said regular clothes are just fine. If I was the only one wearing yukata, it would be even more embarrassing. Put on the same old vest as usual. I'll be going with Ren and the others, so you don't need to worry about me. Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up. Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa. From how it looks, he must have put an all-nighter last night. He just finished sending his manuscript, so he might not wake up for a while. Seems my dad writes for art magazines sometimes too. I've never read it though. Doubt Keiichi's small brain would be able to understand. I wonder if my dad is really a famous artist, since his own son is saying something like that. I can't imagine he's selling all that well. Oh. But he's able to feed a family of 3, and my life isn't exactly full of hardships. Could be that he's some master painter and I didn't even know about it. Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong. Keiichi-kun, are you home? Uh-oh, it was already time! Oh god! I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside. They can't see my room, there's too much hentai in there. Oh my, it's Rena-chan. Also, I looked up all the backgrounds for Higurashi, and they are all photos. All of them. So like, I wonder where exactly these photos were taken, you know? Whose house is this? Thank you for always looking after my Keiichi. Ma'am, he's also been looking out for me. Why are you blushing from just meeting my mom? Don't get all flustered. It really doesn't feel right. Let's go, Rena. Since Rena would continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out. Rena-chan, look after Keiichi for me. Oh, yes, ma'am. Even if it means I must sacrifice myself. So why don't you do it right now? Jesus Christ, Keiichi. Keiichi's out for blood today. She waved back even as I was driving her away. Oh, there it is. Mion's gun, the best character, isn't it? Oh, he's looking very beautiful today. Such shine on the silver. Okay, Kei-chan, you hungry today? We'll take care of that. We'll take care of that at these stalls. Let's go! You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activities will involve the stalls. Wouldn't have it any other way. Where are Rika-chan and Satoko? Are they already at the temple? Yep, Rika-chan's a festival committee member after all. Satoko-chan is probably with her as well. I see. Alright. Let's make some noise today. Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! We're already in high spirits with just the three of us here. Dude, who is that? Who are these people? Did they get the permission to take these photos? It was way more lively at the Furire Shrine than last time I came, far exceeding my expectations. Throngs of people were crammed between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable. There's sure a lot of people here. I can't believe they all live in Hinamizawa. They just come out of the woodwork. Everybody attends the Watanagashi. I think about half the village is here. It's not just that. Municipal and youth councils from neighboring towns and villages advertise this event as well. That's right. There aren't that many students at our school. There's a lot of kids here today. Just doesn't feel like a festival unless there's kids running around after all. That's true. I agree. Hello and good evening. These two knew everybody we came across. Of course I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet. Oh, Rena-chan, thanks for the food you brought me a while back. My son loved it. He said it was delicious. It was nothing at all. I'm glad he liked it. Say hello to Kazuma-kun for me, please. Hey, Vincent Sodasaki Ojo-chan. I'm in charge of the stand again this year, so make sure you come visit. Bobs, have you gotten fatter? You'll end up probably having a heart attack with a gut like that. Okay, rude. Yeah, little Dirk is just chilling down there with East. So now you two are together, like, for the first time. Oh my god. East and Dirk? Best bros? Oh, this kid here is new. Are you one of our underclassmen? He's one of my members. An upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush your stand in one night. You got a little messy seal of approval, I see. Hope you take it easy on me. So you can imagine, Mion was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls. Mii-chan is really energetic after all. She's really popular with the older men. I think Ren is pretty popular too, being cute and all. That was, of course, so long her little condition doesn't flare up. As long as she's blushing quietly, she's pretty cute. Oh, thanks, Keiichi. Oh, good. Look what you did. I'm popular with some people? Really? Really? With some people? With some people? Everyone's popular with someone. I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tousling her hair. The stall keepers came all the way from town. It's not really a festival without him, after all. So we're gonna mess with them now? I don't care what kind of match it is. I'm gonna win it. Oh yes, I'll try too. Who are these people? Good thing they're blurred out, but it's like, it's really weird seeing anime characters in front of people. Like actual people.
Hey, you're all very late. It's unacceptable to keep waiting, Keiji-san.
Oh. Oh, my bad. So where's this lady I've kept waiting?
What did you just say?
Alright, Satsuko was in top form as well. Seemed she was getting excited about being able to see everybody in the club together for the first time in a while.
Whoa, Rika-chan, cute.
Ran out an elated sigh. It seemed like the real lady has made her appearance. I'm doing pretty good. And we're just reading Higurashi. It's very relaxing. Well, and exciting, because you never know when the spookies are gonna pop up. So I'm excited for that. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiichi as well.
Woo! Looking good. You're looking sharp again this year.
Cute. Gonna take you home.
Riki-chan was wearing a shrine maiden outfit. Yep. Rena's little outburst was completely understandable. Riki-chan's clothes sure looked like a real deal. Is that a real shrine maiden outfit? My grandmother made them by hand. They're quite authentic. I know, right? It's so distracting, I think. Riki-chan has an important task to do at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this. I see. Riki-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the shrine maiden rituals for the festival. Like, does that person have like an actual hoop? Imagine them. Oh, dude, that'd be awful because this world is not one you would want to live in.
My only work is during the finale of the festival, so I can still play for a while. But we cannot afford to waste any time. Let's begin. Alright, gamers.
It felt good to wander. Speak for yourself. Dude, if you know what's coming, you wouldn't want to live in this world. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the 5 of us. Mion kept called everyone over to the stand that called her attention and proposed a rather odd competition. Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go. The standard and vendor stalls. The takoyaki stand. What was especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that they were only simply balls of dough. Takoyaki in name only. It burns!
Are you okay, Keiichi-kun? Have some water.
My, eating those scalding takoyaki whole is suicide. My guess is the trick to buy the ready-made ones that have been left there for a while.
They really don't taste good.
Then don't eat them. Don't force yourselves. Bro, they really faded out that man's face, didn't they? I have not. I think I might have heard of it once. Maybe. It rings a bell. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. It was still a bit too early in the season for that. But right then it didn't even matter. Let's do shaved ice this time. The shaved ice eating race. Ready? Go! Man, everything's in competition with these guys.
Shaved ice eating race? I can't.
As long as you can melt it a bit with your body heat, then...
It's so cold!
Not smart. This old man ordered it with plenty of syrup. It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up. The Stooges were too late. The moment they chose the tackle it head-on was their downfall. Whew. Finished. K-chan is done? That was too fast.
It couldn't be. Keiichi-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you?
Oh god, that's disgusting.
That can't taste very good.
Is that a visual novel? Maybe? I have no idea. Next that was another old favorite. Cotton candy stand.
Why don't we do this one next? Of course, it's a speed eating contest. Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly? How?
You guys seen that one video of that girl stuffing her face with cotton candy and winning in like 2 seconds? On Satoko's mark, Mio and Satoko and I compressed the cotton candy with our bare hands. Yeah, doing exactly that. Time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths? 3 seconds. Exactly. Exactly. I expected Satoko to figure out, but I didn't think Kei-chan would too. Can't have you treating me like a newbie forever, can I?
It won't taste very good.
What? Is that like a new catchphrase that she's trying out? Kei-chan also crushed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth.
This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this.
I think only Reina's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scoop. Jesus Christ, at the rate things were going. This old man will probably still win too.
I am simply no match for Mio-san when it comes to eating repulsive things.
Yeah, seriously. What's up with you guys? Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii topped yakisoba eating contest? Shake, shake. Both Satoko and I shook our heads in unison.
Duh, duh. Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we?
Reina's proposal was a godsend. It's about time we played a different kind of game. I like the green one. Yeah, the green one's a vibe, but she's also kind of like Joker. They also seem like neither Rena nor Rika-chan were any good at speed eating or gorging themselves. Okay, Rena, I'll let you pick out the next game. Anything is fine.
Well then. I'm gonna be the judge. Find cute things on the festival grounds. You have 1 minute. Fine by me. I know exactly what Rena likes.
Alright. Think I can win with that.
Ready, go. Oh?
Oh, why aren't Keiichi-kun and Rika-chan starting? Why not? Oh, there's a typo. Freaking quotes. Leon and Satoko dashed off madly while Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we were. Just wait until the other green one shows. Yeah.
Could it be you've already found it? The cute thing?
We've already found it.
We've already found it. Keiichi too?
Yep.
What is it? What is it? I can't wait.
Both Rika-chan and I stood motionless for a few moments before Mion and Satoko returned. It's probably the first time we've gone head to head like this.
It will be the first.
Rika-chan, you expected to win with that, huh?
I'm a member of this club as well. Win by any means is our society's third rule.
Rika-chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on. Both Mion and Satoko came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms.
Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the club president, Mi-chan.
Too bad, you guys. I'm ending this now. This old man brought this! Where did she get those? They were old tin diamond-shaped signs. Pleb curry, snake oil incense, and ornamency? How about this? It's very understated, a little too understated, Mion. Yeah. They do look like that, don't they? They're the flesh mitts. It's sad. It's a sad truth. Yeah! She does. She does. Yeah. Oh man, these poor villagers, dude. These poor villagers. I used to see those stuck up in barbed wire fences. Oh yeah, 100%. And this game takes place in 1980. So, if not, it's even more illegal back then than it was. Or less illegal? I don't know. But yeah, she shouldn't have that. Yeah, who's gonna stomp her? She's the one with the gun. Who's gonna stop her? There were puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Raina's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it.
I shall be up next. It is this!
It was a hand-drawn poster from the Ladies' Society's roasted corn stall. It's a really bad sketch done by a housewife. Get shot. Dude, Mion is like the fastest shot in the West, alright? She has the freaking gun right under her arm for very easy removal. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the view. Oh. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. Leave! That was the sound of blood jetting out of Rena's nose. It seemed to have rated higher than Mion's. I really didn't get it. Feels like your artistic sense is rather a little avant-garde by about 5 eons.
Oh ho ho, those were nothing but mass-produced signs after all. They've had no chance against something hand-drawn.
Couldn't even begin to follow the way those guys were even thinking.
And I'll be next.
Next is Rika-chan, is it? What can you even do without anything? Did you and Satoko both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... About moving back 10 yards, she began waddling up to Reina. Seeing that, both Mion and Satoko gasped. Who would win, Green Chick or Jigen from Lupin the Third? I don't know Lupin the Third. I've seen clips, and it looks very fun, but do not know. Oh no! Too late! Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Reina hurried over to her.
Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright?
Rika-chan had a lump on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers peeked out from her sleeves. This was the vital part! Palms of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made just a single sound.
Mew! Oh, cute, cute!
Going to take you home? I'd completely forgotten about that. The play that I'd personally had to use. Reina's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced Rika-chan and began rubbing her cheek against her. Ah! No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'd expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Lolly, Shrine Maiden, brink of crying, Mew. It was perfect. Simple trip transcended into pure moe. Now that's what you call art. I think that is his catchphrase whenever he leaves. No, don't be mean. I love his catchphrase. K-chan has a pretty weird definition of art. I'll just pretend the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Rika-chan hurried her gaze with me and a daunting smile as she was caressed by Rena, who was in full cute mode.
Now, Keiichi, can you beat me?
Now that cold smile was frightening, Rika-chan. This might be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. Wonder what he's gonna show her. Dude, he could just take off his shirt and then she might die.
I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-chan will make. Could it be Keiichi is also going to give a performance?
I basked in their pointed stares. I pulled Rena, gave no sign of canceling out the cute mode, away from Rika-chan.
Oh, cute thing. Keiichi-kun, let's go.
I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on from now. Megiddo from the attack from the Persona series. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, something even cuter?
It's a bit too crowded here. Let's go. Oh! Rika looked very surprised as I pulled her behind the shrine.
I cannot fathom what Keiichi's possibly planning.
This is Kei-chan after all. No, it can't be.
Keep on fighting, yeah.
Keiichi's gonna do something he might regret. After a bit, I returned. Oh, good, we skipped it. But after that, so did Rena, dragging her feet.
There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Reina.
Miona and Satsuko passed by me, heading straight to Rena. Why is there no music?
What exactly did he do to you?
For a moment, Rena was too dazed to even realize someone was talking to her.
Oh, it's me, Chan. Oh.
Rena, are you alright? Did Kei-chan do something to you?
No, he didn't do anything strange to me. Oh. This is quite severe. Exactly what did Keiichi-san show you? Oh, it was so cute. Oh.
Cute, what did he show you, Rena? Rena let out a really long "Oh!" Her eyes sparkled as she spoke.
Cute, so cute. It was cute.
What? Oh god, why? God lie. What? You know, I didn't think that this series would stoop to such levels. But here we are. No, good thing you missed it. It was bad. What do you think Keiichi could have shown Rena that he'd have to pull her behind a shrine for? Just guess. You'll probably get it. The blink of an eye, Mio and Satsuko's elbow smashed into my face.
Huh? Oh, what?
Just showing Rena something so dirty. I don't think that's what it is. I think Rena just said it in that way, but it was like a literal seal, not like a. Maybe it was just like a literal furry seal, not that, you know. Just showing Rena something so dirty, you sick pervert. I shall have you beaten into oblivion. But wait, you've got it all wrong. A dark billowing aura flowed from Mion and Satsuko. It was no good. They're all gonna kill me.
Mi-chan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. See, Keiichi-kun had... It's a fur seal keychain.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rika-chan stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out a keychain. Eh? He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments.
He said he doesn't show it often because it's embarrassing.
I know. No, I'm glad.
Yeah, so small and cute. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful.
Oh, this old man thought you meant it was Keiichi's cute little fur seal.
Oh ho ho ho. I'd expect no less from Mion-san. You misconstrued things in the wildest ways.
They slung insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. Yeah, because I remember reading, seeing that in the anime. I beg of you, if I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off of me? Oh. Camera! We were interrupted by a flash of a camera. Hey guys, you all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomitake-san! The cameraman with like 2 fingers. It's like, that hand is... That's messed up, man. That's so messed up. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Setsuko continued to bicker above me. Rika-chan was patting me on the head, and Rena was still in cute mode. It's probably quite a lively scene.
It's a fine evening indeed, though it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without her permission.
That's right. At least you don't really need Satsuko's permission. Oh, Keiichi, you little kidster. That's hilarious. Satsuko dug her heel into me.
Good evening. You're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Were you able to take lots of good photos?
Thanks to you, I got plenty of good shots. Tonight's the last we can see old Tomitake-san, isn't it?
Such a shame.
Oh god.
Hurry up and have your major breakout soon.
Keep this in mind. Just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year. Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. I'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow, after all. That's true. It'll be another 6 months till I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomitaki-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitaki-san? In Hinamizawa. Here? You really kidding now? Think I would move here? Like, wow. Tomitaki-san was speechless. It's not very convenient here. No shops or recreational sports. There might not be anything really here, but, you know, everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitaki-san was also well aware. So Rena, Mion, Setsuko, Rika-chan, none of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know everything about it. Normally I'm a really talkative guy, but in situations like this, I'm at a loss for words. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like all this background noise fading into the distance. This place is probably... Tomitaki-san rested his hand on me gently, silencing me. Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Mion-chan, Rena-chan, Setsuko-chan, Rika-chan. Tomitaki-san's smile was so slight it looked like as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm. I also think it would be great if I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. Yeah. A hand touched my back. It was Rena.
Keiichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice.
Background clamor of the festival returned.
We won't be singing for a while after all. We need to make sure Tomitaki-san also enjoys tonight.
When Rena smiled, the mood instantly got brighter. That's true. I think I'll do just that.
Ah, hey, Mi-chan! How about it? Can we let Tomitaki-san in our club activities?
Okay, I think that's a horrible idea. I'm not saying that kids can't hang out with adults. It's just that, you know, the age gap is a little strange with high schoolers. But, you know, it's a great idea. Or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face. One of the requirements for membership is residence, Hinamizawa, you see. Yeah, Mion says no. Mion says no.
Come on, Mi-chan, just for today, don't be mean.
Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen.
Whoa, yay!
Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow well past his prime will be a match for me.
Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult.
Can you keep with us youngins? Tomitaki-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. I, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers. Huzzah! Huzzah! But what do you mean by club? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. The same spiel that she gave Keiichi at the beginning.
I'm pretty weak, so I prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be a perfect opportunity.
We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt.
So, it's a club where we play games together.
So of course Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that actually made sense. Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Tomitaki-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect! Man. We continued walking through the festival with Mion in the front. Now we looked like a family of 6. It had some intensity to it. Same rules as always, the loser will, of course, be subject to a penalty. Tomitaki-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was. Just don't lose. Rena was also brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing.
That's true.
I tousled Rena's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. So, I don't think this happened in the anime. I don't think so. I see, this is what it means to feel like a kid again. Tomitaki-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment we heard an old man calling out in a strong voice. Looking over I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival. You're here, little Miss Shinozaki. Seems you brought quite the crowd. We came to eradicate your entire stall. The stall was a shooting gallery. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you wanted with a cork gun. The rules are simple. 3 shots, the winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everybody shouted their agreement. Oh, dude, guns? Man will be great for this. There was no need to consider how to win, since their condition for victory was simply size. Yeah, shooting gallery, but Mion uses a real gun. Exactly. She's already prepared. There was no need to consider how to win, since the biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. It was that one, wasn't it?
Whoa, that teddy bear, cute.
Rena was gazing longingly at the large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit the right spot. It was magnificently set up to make somebody think that.
Not bad, Keiji-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly.
The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you'd get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what you can come up with. On what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event.
Knocking that bear down ensures a win.
Only 3 shots. To use them all just trying, that'd be rough.
Hey, I have another customer waiting, you know.
Who's up first? Dude, if you just fire them all in succession, maybe the force would be enough to tip it over. First one has the advantage of being able to aim for easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Kumatake-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about.
Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it?
That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, heck, what is it in Japanese? Dang it, I forget. Jankenpon. Yeah, that's what it is. After a couple of matches, it ended up being with me on first. I didn't want to end up first. Well, I'll just think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gun. Here you go. Dude, she has a real gun. Oh god. When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked over it intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Yes, make sure the cork bullet was in and not an actual bullet. You gotta double check these things. She knows all about gun safety. Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults? Not bad. Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It's completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire! Reload. Fire! Reload. Fire! Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after another. A big haul. Crowd paused in a moment of awe and erupted in cheers. Wow! Awesome!
That was quite good.
Kumatake-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess. Dude, she really does know guns. At least her skill comes up sometimes.
Amazing, Mi-chan. 3-3.
Praxi's accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. 3 Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment. Who's up next? Satoko? Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Satoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her little body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight. Oh my god, seeing Rika with the giant rifle in her hands.
Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize.
She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Satoko, such a bold move.
The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first.
Good luck, Satoko-chan. Satsuko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. That recoil is gonna push her back so hard.
Bah, these bullets are too light.
First 2 bullets struck the bear in the torso, but only shifted it a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Satsuko's 3rd bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm.
I hate to say it, but it appears that the bear is just too much for me.
She went boldly after the big catch. Since she switched over to less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing. A fine attempt, Satsuko. You've gotten better. Palm of Mion's outstretched hand went pumph and tapped down lightly on Satsuko. She appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn, Satsuko, just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor. Magnificent.
I'll allow you to take the bear, Reina-chan. I'll pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Satsuko-chan. Oh, bear-san, so cute.
Reina was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular as Reina, but she said that bear was cute. Wonder how Reina-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit at least one. Don't have such little faith, Lord. You're underestimating Reina, Tomitaki-san. It's Reina, you know. It's Reina Ryugu, you know. Boost to get that teddy bear. Whoa! Tomitaki wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. Boost to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot it through a pinhole. The one known as Reina Ryugu could do it.
She's shaking, you're cute.
Reina couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Reina couldn't lose.
Not bad, Reina-san. The less collected you become,
the stronger you get. It's like the drunk jutsu, but like the cute jutsu. Whoa! Another big cheer. Rena's bullet hit the bear in the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before.
But it might not be possible.
You never know. With Reina-chan's skill, might be. While Tomitaki-san was just as excited as the crowd, Rika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Reina had 10 more shots, she could surely knock it over. But just no more. One more, no matter how you look at it. No go. No go. Ow! The crowd let out a dejected groan. It shot it right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late. They gave her a good round of applause for the attempt.
Oh, bear-san, take me home. Take him home.
She should have been praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then, at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Reina. This is for you, Lily. M'lady.
Oh, you're giving this to me, huh?
The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go empty-handed after such a display. There was another shower of applause. Then it turned bright red, and I pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me.
Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Oh.
It was easy to see that I only needed a little more to be knocked over. Reina had done quite a lot for me. Still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic. Alright, then I'll get it and give it to you. What? Tomitaki-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth.
Okay. Please, Tomitaki-san. Good luck.
Damn you, old man, Tomitaki! Stealing good puds for yourself. Small hand stretched over the fall and fell gently on my head before I was overcome with frustration.
You just keep on fighting too, Keiichi, okay?
Tomitaki-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 2 shots in his hand. Tomitaki looks like the kind of guy who would know how to use a gun. Like, in America, anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually skilled. Why is he doing that? Yes, no doubt. Tomitaki is aiming for... Whoop. Dude, that is like an actual sound of an explosion. What is happening? The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. Tomitaki-san was relying on the rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than it ever had before. But that was all. It still didn't fall over.
Oh, too bad.
All of Reina's momentary expectation from watching it sway violently turned into a dejected sigh. I really thought it would work.
Oh, seems like since you're a man, you'll not be receiving any candy.
That was it, when Tomitaki-san had no spoils of war. So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small easy prize and avoid being dead last. Avoid being the loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next, Keiji-kun. Best of luck. I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tomitake-san. If I took the ruthless route, as Mion had suggested, then I'd go for the small target. Except, I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion. Passed down to me from Tomitake-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Rena wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man. After all, that was my promise to Rena. Looks up at the sky, one single tear going down my cheek.
Huh? What promise? What?
Shoot down that bear, and then give it to Rena. That one.
You mean,
The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation.
It's just like one of those Japanese animes.
Woo! Cool, Oni-chan. Hell yeah! Ya balls, man. That's not it. Fine men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Rena might mug the old man running the stall on his way home. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Because Keiichi-san's a little tsundere.
Keiji-san surely does talk, but how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? Rena and Tomitake-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult. Keiji-kun.
If only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile on more power on the sway from each hit.
Good luck, Keiji-kun.
He's gonna use the real gun. Stealing it from Mion? Because, like, he doesn't really have a real gun unless he takes Mion's. And I don't think Mion would respect that. After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy. 2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves. Oh, dude, he's gonna double wield.
I wonder what Keiji-san is up to. One person can handle 3 rifles at once.
3? Okay. How? How can you trigger 3? You have 2 hands, Keiichi. I get it. Nice thinking, Kei-chan. Mion was able to figure it out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. Oh, so he's just gonna shoot, put it down, shoot, put it... I see.
But that's right. Then, by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other?
Tomitake-san went silent, peering at me and the bear through the lens. The photographer's blood had predicted a miracle will occur. Then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. Let out a great cheer. They chanted my aim. Keiichi! Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. For letting out a deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now! Oh my god, it's in slow motion. That moment, it felt like time itself had stopped. Felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets. Hit it, and knock it down! First shot hit the bear on its head. The second, the third. Yeah, I know. If it's this dramatic for these moments, I wonder what it'll be when actually something crazy happens, you know? The bear swayed hard, and then... Because if I'm right, this should be the last, like, peaceful section. After this, I think it's gonna be downhill.
Woo! Yeah!
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me. I actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-kun.
Keiji-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in a slightly better light now.
I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. Yes, community. This trophy belongs to all of us. Right? This is from all of us working together.
Me didn't hit it a single time.
Yeah. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Rena. Here. Oh, here. This is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Rena, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless.
I can't, Keiji-kun. This is everyone's after all.
In that case, I was the one who knocked it down. And it's mine! Yes, just take it back from everyone like that. It's mine, so I'm giving it to Reina. Pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time she embraced and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot. Oh, dude, this is like the dramatic one-on-one right before something really intense happens. You know, when they give like their life speech or something.
Oh, Keiji-kun, thanks so much.
Rena dove at me. Mion told me a few days later that Rena kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. Wow! I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitaki-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here. There are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. Gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa, especially at that moment. Crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival.
I'll be going off ahead then.
Wait, did Rena even shoot? I don't think she did. Uh-oh, I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well, then everyone see you in a bit. Both Rika-chan and Tomitaki-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd.
I wish both of you the best in your endeavors.
Now,
shall we be off?
Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go. Yeah, huh? Where's Rena? Well, what are you doing?
Keiji-kun! Mii-chan, save me!
Then she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. How big was it? What was she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear. So I'll leave Rena in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Satoko.
Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san?
Ouch! Please don't pull on my arm. As big as a real bear. Life size! Okay, if that is the case... In fact, it is a... Dude, no way, it's alive. You know that bear would... Oh, unless it... No, this is getting too sad. No. I grabbed the back of Reina's collar.
Keiji-kun, not there. Don't grab me there.
Oh, he's so bossy. Where can I grab then? Oh, nowhere, Keiji. No means no, Keiji.
How?
I didn't feel ashamed at all. Reina was shamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed Reina's hand and dashed after Mion and the others.
We're gonna be late.
Let's hurry up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Reina's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition? That wasn't what I meant. Not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm, but I repeated the phrase, "Keep it together, Keiji Maebara," in my mind, but it didn't look like I'd be able to anytime soon. I really didn't want Rena to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. Here we go, the Red Shrine. There's already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it bright as midday and just as hot. There's a pile of futons warded with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with cotton and futons.
Keiji-san, Reina-san, we're over here.
Satsuko waved her hand from the front row. Ah, sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement for Reina? Oh my god. You punk! So that's what your plan was. Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Reina? Was it Kei-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? Oh god. Big hands, big mittens. Reina turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and the o of her how, I think. Reina, it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment.
I didn't hit her. Whatever, how?
She doesn't know what she's doing. She's unaware of her actions and how they affect other people. I'm seeing into this. Thump. The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd.
You must all be quiet. It's beginning.
It was a solemn ritual. I did not hit her!
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mion.
Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rina-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash of Tomitake-san's camera. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding?
A hoe that's used for this.
A hoe? Symbolic? Shut up. That's a bad joke. Oh, that's used for this festival.
It's a sacred farming tool that only shrine maiden may touch.
It was awkward shape for the piece of farm equipment. Not uncommon for something used in rituals. It's a serious moment, no jokes. After reciting the Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached a pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was ritual. What's next? Airing out futons?
She's purifying futons that absorbed illness from the people over the winter.
So when Kei-chan says airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satsuko looked on, silently lending her support.
Worried? Rika practiced every single day with the mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail.
Satsuko's hands were sweaty. Whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be Shrine Maiden? Feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy. I'd do it if they asked me, you know? And well, it's not something just anyone could do. That's true. Shrine Maidens need to be pure, after all. Good job, Keiichi. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of a big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priests had raised up and cleansed futons like the portable altar, the spectators stood up. Following after the priests, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended into the shrine's giant stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futons in the river?
Watanagashi means setting cotton adrift, you know?
Procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. Fire was stoked high, and it was the brightest day here too. People started crowding around it and clamoring.
Alright, get in line. Line up, Keiichi-kun.
Wondered what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns? Sadly, no food or wine was to be had on this day.
It's not food. I said it was cotton.
But of course, they didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. Wata means cotton, I'm pretty sure. I finally understood. The municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Rena drove into the line and bought out some for me as well. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream.
Since your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do.
She held the cotton in her right hand, and waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs.
You do this 3 times, and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama.
Oyashiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god?
Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Brings both miracles and curses. So you must be sure to show respect.
Sounds like a pretty frightening god. But, well, when in Rome. I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Rena showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama. This way, all the
evil that possesses you is sucked out by cotton. Then you let it gently drift away on the sea, and then you're done.
Together, Ren and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. Flowers of cotton blooming in the water sucked out all the evil festering in the Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage was made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. Oh heck, there's a pop-up. I love the sound of rushing water. It's relaxing. So, how about, what is your favorite body of water? Personally, I like lakes. Lakes are cool. Rivers are also dank. Oceans, I don't mess with. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Rena. I wasn't very lonely, though. I know this place now. Waterfalls? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's an Agashi head means cotton drifting chapter. Right. Right. Okay. This is where I live, my home. Probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. It's like water, but falling. Dude, you're right. Oh my god. I never realized. I never realized water could fall. Oh my god, you're gonna freak out when you realize rain exists. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It's Tomitake-san's. I headed towards it. Tomitake-san getting absolutely vultured. How did it go, Tomitake-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomitake-san was with a girl. Felt a little like it was intruding.
How is it, Keiji-kun? Did you enjoy the festival?
The way she spoke seems like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Or at least should try harder to remember people's faces here. A pool. Yeah, pools are dank as well. Those are man-made bodies of water, though. Well, rivers and lakes could also be man-made, so you're valid. What was her name? Well, it was fun. Face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name because she gave a lighthearted chuckle. Probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here. Pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you'd gotten with the other kids. That's how it looked. Probably was thanks to Rina and Mion. Perhaps you'd feel more like a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today? I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like you. I tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there's still plenty of things I didn't know. Faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that happened in the past as well. Oh, you're feeling left out because of something like that? It's not so much feeling left out, it's just, I'm not sure how to say it. The incident at the dam construction site, the fighting over it and the other conflicts. Terrible incident that pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was the past, as someone living in Hinamizawa, I wasn't wrong to want to know about both the good and the bad that had happened here. It will put you at ease, and I'll tell you everything I know. Tomotaku-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It's hard to think of what to ask when somebody said, "Ask me anything," though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Then, could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? Was there a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals would be more knowledgeable about the dam than I. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomotaku-san's eyes entered an in-focused gaze as he was searching through his memory. Then he spoke. Oh, going into the past. The decision to start the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. I heard it was just the next major project after Kurobe. Backstory time. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time: improving inter-island transportation infrastructure, meeting the higher demand for electricity, and flood control. There's a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus that provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. The dam reservoir would have covered quite a bit of ground when it was completed. The entire sea, right up to Yaguichi, way upstream, would be underwater. But why did they have pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Couldn't they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Of course, there were protests here in Hinamizawa. Rikichan said there was a battle. From what that choice of words, I'd guess things had turned violent. There was a trial, and it was even brought up before the National Diet. It's covered in the Tokyo newspapers, too. Miona told me about that as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which would not be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle. Yeah, I mean, people are right to fight for their right, for their land, to not be taken over by the government. As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. God, and freaking pop-ups. If I wanted to know, now's my only chance to ask. God, McAfee, freaking It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little shame from the fact that I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Ren and Neon's refusal to talk about the event, but I figured I might as well ask since I had the chance, just so I would stop thinking about it so much. So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Hinamizawa at the time. Yes! Answers! So I remember it well. Tomitaki-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my Hessenary forced-out question. It's about this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Damn dams. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. Fight at the dam construction site ended in a victim being murdered. During prosecution, 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and hid each one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but 1 was still on the run. Reinhard he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up what was in the tabloid I read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Rena and Mio needed to hide it from me. Guess they didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression of Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who worried so much about me, as well as ashamed for being so interested in it. Morbid curiosity does that to you. It was near the end of the trouble with the dam, you see, so everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine held at the festival today, if I recall correctly. I see. The guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the devil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa.
Apparently the younger ones didn't think so, but it seemed that the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse.
The woman Tomitaki-san said with a mischievous chuckle. Tomitaki-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well. Nervously, hopefully.
But I wonder now. There are quite a few, I think. Amongst the youth, too.
A few what? People who believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. Then after that, it continued every year. Always around this time. Continued? What continued? Tomitaki-san paused for a second as if to build some suspense. Then he whispered to me as if someone might be listening. Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody dies. The year following the dismemberment on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died while he was on vacation. Fortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered. He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman chuckled mischievously again.
Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi, the shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night.
The shrine's Shinto priest? You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded. There's a rumor amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Yashiro-sama's anger. Then the year after that, again on the night of Watanagashi, they discovered a battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam, or who had connections with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife been involved in some way too?
Exactly,
the woman stated shyly. Slyly? No, it was more menacingly.
One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years before.
The youngster brother is still alive, it seems. But it did bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town. Dude, he's next on the list, seems like. You need to get him safe. For a while, I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction, with Hinamizawa's future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and that was all I wanted to ask about. That wasn't all there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses, but the freakish deaths happened every year on the same day, on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to dam construction. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves, but when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of Watsunakashi, somebody or something makes it happen, without fail. The woman chuckled again as she picked on what I was thinking. But like she was saying, maybe there was, maybe we frightened him, stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being so read so easily. I pressed Tomitaka-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then? So someone died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder. Who do you think, Keiichi-kun? The hell? Come on! The way he said it didn't agree with me. Sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question, I'm serious here. Hey, calm down, Keiichi-kun. I realized that when she tried to calm me down like that, I began panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiichi-kun. It's just when you say, the next year, that's this year.
That's today.
Oh boy, who's gonna die? When she hesitated to say it, Tomitaka-san finished for her. Broke into a cold sweat. I didn't like the direction she was headed.
Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's gonna happen again tonight.
The festival was so cheerful, though. Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. Turns out she didn't even attend the Watsunakashi festival. There was a rumor going around if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Yashimo-sama's wrath. Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiji-kun? I'd never even heard a whisper of that rumor. Then the reason everyone at the festival was they were afraid of the curse? Figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at Watsunagashi than usual. Guess everyone was just afraid, after all, of Yashiro-sama's curse. Dots. Couldn't utter a single word. Yeah, someone's gonna die tonight. In this modern age, where we've progressed into all scientific fields shedding light on unknown and the misunderstood, where black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon. Even with all our accomplishments, this can still exist in modern society. Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns' youth groups to help pad the numbers. But after that string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police were treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. Okay, they're so obviously connected. Like, you have to be a pretty bad officer to not see that. I'm trying to keep it quiet, so it's all plainclothes officers. Finally began to dawn on me why Rena and Mion were reluctant to talk about it. Oh, Awashiwo,
Owashiwo-sama!
Oyashiro, bruh. Finally began to dawn, yeah. If nothing happened during this Watchanagashi, everything would have been over with and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up being just crazy talk. I would have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Owashiro. Then they wouldn't have to act like nothing happened, and we would have gotten all back to life as usual.
Maybe it was just too much for him after all.
Boom again ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't. Not at all. I tried to act strong, just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitaka-san appeared to regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor. Keiichi-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses. Well, no. No, he does. The causes of all the crimes were unknown. If the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I think it's the work of a curse. That's not how things are in reality. The police are investigating evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Are you sure about that? Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It's perfect for repelling the word curse. First one, dismemberment, for example. Told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time before the last one. Oh! Okay, so it's probably the last guy on the run that's doing this every year. So we just need to find him and then everything's good. The motive had turned out to be an argument while they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of Watsunagashi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all. The accidental death of the man who supported the dam is the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, not foul play. But both happened on the day of the festival, right? Hahaha. Let's think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Watanagashi, so they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? Oh, nah, dude. Yeah, no. It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomitaki-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so I could convince myself. Then, Tomitaki-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness? That also happened on the day of the festival? It's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest. That Watanagashi is a really big event that happens once a year. It's probably from all the built-up stress. Or maybe it would have been because of a pre-existing condition. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with the unknown illness. Oh, that's Keiichi. Could exist in all of our advances in medicine. It's just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone could get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. Sudden death is quite unnatural, though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died. But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know? Because that was just a sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained that. Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year. Those who are of strong faith were quickly to believe it was work of the curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found a suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Yashiro-sama's anger." Well then, how about the next incident with the housewife? It happened on the day of Watanagashi too. The perpetrator had already been caught and the case had been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then how about the incident the next year? Yeah, that's this year, Keiichi? Big stupid brain? Oh yeah, this year is next year. Tomitaki-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen, not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-san really does love Hinamizawa, even if Yashiro-sama's curse really actually does exist. Keiichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such a thing existed. Nothing bad will happen. Okay, East, do you actually believe that, though? I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I'd heard tonight. I'll greet Rena and Mion tomorrow with the same smile as always. Yes! Those emojis are even less convincing. They probably also like tonight to end without incidents so they can continue on tomorrow without having worried, like me. Without having worried me. I've heard this game is very wholesome. You've heard correctly. Perhaps singing might change an attitude, the woman who had been listening and stretched as she got up from the rock she was sitting on.
Well then, I should be getting back.
Goodness, I think I may have gone in a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before, I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch, seemed to be talking for a better part of an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiichi-kun? Not going to look for them? Oh yeah, they might all be looking for me. Yeah, if my friend goes missing for an hour, you bet I'm gonna be looking for him. You're quite the scoundrel making girls look for you. Oh, Keiji! Oh, you.
See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you a bit later.
Tomitaki-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. So his name is Jiro. We have his name. Now we can write his name in the death note. Oh, heck. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds. Whoa, whoa.
Keiichi-kun, so sorry.
In her place, Rena came running over. See all the others behind her. Speak of the devil. My bad, Kei-chan. We got so caught up in our discussion. I'd completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation, so we were even.
So Tomitaki-san was with you? This works out perfectly. We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition.
That's right. So I guess I'm gonna end dead last. Oh god, what is his punishment? In the end, after my dramatic victory, Riki-chan was the last challenger. There weren't many targets left. The only ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time to aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomitake-san. However, she did her little mewing cry in front of the odor, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as consolation prize. Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Come to think of it, Rikichan is quite the trickster.
I have no idea what Keiichi-san is talking about. Now then, it's decided that Tomitake-san is dead last.
Everyone cheered and applauded. Tomitake-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered. So, Tomitake-san, are you ready? Penalty time. So I completely forgot about that. Too naive, Tomitake-san. This is why our club can never lose. Mion pulled the felt tip marker from her pocket. Oh, it's that. Show him some mercy, Mion. Or at least use a washable marker. Permanent one is too harsh. It just has to be permanent. Comes off when you do the laundry anyway. Whoa! No, not his clothes. Whoa, what is this? Please take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms behind his back, and Mion approached him with the marker in one hand. And squip. She didn't write on Tomitake's face. She wrote on the shirt he was wearing. You better have your big break this year, Mion. Aww, that's so nice. Oh my god. My hecking face rig is messing up. Okay, I'm blinking. We're good. That's so nice. Ren took up the marker next. Show me your photos next time, okay? Aww. A little heartwarming, and I just had to laugh. This is more like a farewell card than a penalty. I'm not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Oh yeah, straw dick. Haha, dead last, Setsuko. Try harder next time, Rika.
Here you go, Keiichi-san.
Couldn't decide what to write, but based on the kind of penalty this was, it's probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Tomitake-san was silent the entire time. First he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face. So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty? Of course, you better wear it all the way home.
You could wear it when you come back. It'd be nice.
He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with the wealth of another emotions made him turn a bright red. Aw, you made the old man blush. Understood, I'll wear it next time I come here. I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possible for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomitake-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomitake-san noticed her too, and knew it was time to leave.
Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't it about time? Hmm?
Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Tomitake-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. They all shouted stuff at Tomitake-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness out of sight. It was quite the usual farewell. This wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. He had done the same thing many times before.
He's gone.
Well, it's about time we take off too. Rikichan had stayed behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Setsuko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. Just Rana. The walk back was quite lively with the talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that kind of stuff. Rana and I parted ways with Mion, and then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house, and I parted ways with Rana as well. It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm gonna run too.
If you're running some weirdo, just yell.
If someone does come, will you come and save me? Maybe?
If I hear you.
Oh, I'll scream loud enough so you can hear me.
Merrily sprinting her arms at high speed, Rena dashed off. She was fine in that mode, and even an adult could stand against her. Rena's cheerful presence disappeared, and it finally became quiet again. The curse not a single person even whispered about. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. It didn't show on any of their faces, but they were probably all quite concerned about it as well. If nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up just being crazy talk. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad. Nothing at all. Trust in East. In East prediction. Right? What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you sitting in a place like that? Come inside, you'll catch cold. Here's my mom. Did you go, Mom? To the Onikakushi festival? In the end, your father didn't wake up, so I missed it. She missed the festival. Little disappointing. Mom stuck her tongue out with a bit of embarrassed look on her face. Sus. So who do you think's gonna die? Someone's gonna die. I know that for a fact. I'm never wrong. Do you think it's gonna be the photographer? Do you think it's gonna be Keiichi's parents? Do you think it's gonna be Keiichi? Okay, new tips. God, oh, I want something spooky to happen so bad. More. Save first. Save. More spookies. Give me the spookies. Scare me! Scare me! If my heart rate isn't above 130, I'm gonna be disappointed. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Yesterday was so fun.
Oh, that's right, Keiichi-kun. Thank you very much. Poor Mr. Bear.
Okay, so Keiichi's okay. They're okay. I'm glad you liked it. Don't use that as a pincushion, though.
I wouldn't.
Boo. Still chattering happily, we entered the classroom, but the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Oh, Satoko, you little prankster.
My now, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning.
Clomp, 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 whip, woof.
What? Keiichi-san flicked my forehead.
Sometimes Satoko is going to learn.
You should set a more brutal trap next time.
Seeing that, Rena began to swoon as Mion looked on dejectedly. Dude, Dirk, can you tell us when the spooks are showing up? Like, when we should expect them? Because, like, you played it, right? Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished.
What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe?
Slept like a log. Maybe if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. Ha ha ha! I love that. That was good.
You shouldn't do that.
Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats.
Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you all to the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up.
We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. I actually had a feeling the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
Okay, then this time of year you might see some people from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines.
Thought it was usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out. Then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention.
Maybe ask questions, but you don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way. You understand?
In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. Did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." And now I was one of those who needed to keep their mouths shut. I find it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. Ding, 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 ding. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we spent all the day relaxing, Yeah, that wasn't happening. Oh, it's just suspense and paranoia. Okay, gotcha. Hey, that's still pretty scary, though. Today, let's play a classic game of deduction. But around here, I would guess. Alright. How about this one? Oh, a game from overseas? Looks interesting. What is it? Clue?
The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard.
Oh.
I won't lose, you hear? I'm not too bad at this game.
Seemed Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well. What was it? I know what it is. What is it? It is Clue! Oh, yeah! I'm so smart. Oh my god. The rules are, the person who can match the murderer weapon and the scene of the crime wins. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised with suspects, weapons, and locations. Let's see, the names Mio and Rika were written on suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well. There are plenty of different weapons too. Knives, axes, and poison. The locations are pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, the courtyard. I know how to play Clue.
So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards.
So we shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones.
I see.
So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
Then you raise your hand if you know the answer. Game ends and we check if the answer is correct.
Yeah, I've never played Clue before either, but I have looked at the instructions. I've started playing Clue, but I never finish a game. It's always too long. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed.
You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain.
Oh, Easter! Oh boy! Yeah! Oh, no, that's good. That's good.
You'll get confused if you don't take notes.
The rest of you can figure out by playing, so Mion. What's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mion. Death. Actual death this time. Let's see. We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we'll take it easy with a gopher penalty. You'll be asked to rush out and buy stuff for everyone.
So just being asked to go buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess.
Bro, but what if we're broke?
I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple.
I wonder, is it really?
Is Keiji-san thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, you don't know what you'll have to go buy. Ha oh. Oh. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual. Or other crazy stuff. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder had been taken out. So that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. Dude, when I've learned how to play Clue for the first time, it was so confusing. I did not understand. Then, I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Mion, knife, study. Pick one suspect, murder and weapon and murder scene, and ask each person. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it.
Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here.
3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, knife, and study, which means they're all safe. So that means Mion, knife, and study are all in the clear. Got to jot that down.
Then I'll go. Rena, Axe, Lounge.
Only 2 people said they had one. So it means out of Rena, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. No, wait, even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Well, wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Exactly. It's exactly what Clue is like. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion now just raises her hands. The murderer is Rika-chan, in the infirmary with the poison. Well? Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
You were right. All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or pistol. I'd never use a pistol.
Oh my god.
I like killing them slowly with poison.
Well, now we know what happens if someone's dead with poison.
Rika-chan said it.
Oh, Rika-chan said this hugely terrifying thing with such a cute, sweet little face. Everyone was making commotion about how they almost had it. Brandon and I were left out of cold, though.
How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I couldn't get it at all.
Don't worry, I had no idea either. Dude, no, that's just her dark humor. You know? I get it. I get it. How can you be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse. Going off to buy things together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Guide?
I can tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game.
What? That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara during the next round.
My, that just sounds wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing.
Yeah, that's Rika. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I still always take a step or two behind. Saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless, test out the simple conception of deduction, and switched over to the thought process of needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka! Oh, sorry, I need to go to the bathroom.
Take your time and squeeze.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mii-chan, that's gross.
I had them hold off the game and head down to the hall. The air was crisp. Showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Miranda made her way over towards me.
Keiichi-kun, did you call for me?
Yeah, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Rena. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste too much time, so I'll get right to the point. Rena, what is your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth.
Well, all losses. Why do you ask, I wonder?
Could tell from how apprehensive she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one. So I guess both of us will be taking that penalty.
Hey, don't accept defeat that already. How about we win this?
Oh, and hold on. Wrong person. Heck. Both of us.
But how can we?
Brought my lips up to Rena's ear. Whispers.
Huh? Is that allowed?
Did you forget, Rena? The second rule of our society. Do everything in your power to obtain victory.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Oh, are they gonna give each other clues? Our plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less.
With this sort of plan of attack,
we start off with the big lead over the other guys.
Yeah, with this we can probably win.
Both smirked at each other. Who was the shady businessman? Reina was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. Well, let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone.
Hey now, there's no point if we go back together.
It would be like flat out telling them we made a little arrangement.
Oh, sorry. Then what should we do?
Go back ahead of me, Rena. I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something.
Okay, got it.
Rena turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess just to wait a little longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion and one of them suspected something, there could be problems. They'd figure out sooner or later, because both Rena and I would start winning over and over again. Okay. Both Rena and I have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all.
Maibara-kun, may I have a moment?
Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting good. What is this? We have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? It's not like I own a hotel. They have been waiting. Please hurry. It's rather unfortunate that I have someone waiting on me right before my big match, but I was more interested in the unexpected guest. I don't want to waste my time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. Let's go, gamers! The entry was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. My man! Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man. His tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Are you Maibara-san? Keiichi Maibara-san? There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa. That this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, I'd be running into so many middle-aged men. That's right. Who might you be? I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot out here, don't you think? Do not do it, Keiichi. That's a predator. The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to the car parked near the gate and began walking. You gotta be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know. And he was asking me to get into his car with him. But I did it anyway. Oh, no? Okay. No, he's smart. I'm not going to bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations like this start out like this have never led to anything good. Oh, he gets to sit in the back seat. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners are supposed to be a luxury. Ooh. Well, back then, I guess, yeah. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you, okay? I have a habit of cranking it all the way up. So what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On the face was a pretty goofy-looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, please tell me. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from his expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV. There's scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Starting with yours, Maibara-san. Quite a few of her classmates signed as well. Huh? This is Tomitake-san. There was no hint to his unusual, unreliable, and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Then do you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea who it was. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. Tomitake! This is so sad. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of Onikakushi? We spoke. Seemed pretty close, I guess. Anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. Are you sure he's fine? If you're being asked by, like, an inspector policeman about someone who looks asleep, like, I had a pretty good idea who this guy was by now. Something happened to them? Oh, did something happen to them? There's no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Something happened to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You moved here just recently, isn't that right, Maibara-san? Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama? My heart began to race. Pretty terrible at hiding things. Probably showed on my face. Not at all? If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents have always happened the day of the Watanagashi ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that. You know of that, well, curse, Maibara-san? Feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. Oh, my boy! Yeah! Yes! Oh my god, just outspokenly say in Hinamizawa that I do not believe your god is real. Holy heck, he just did that. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much I didn't believe in it, as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? The man in the picture is dead. No! Tomitake-san. East, you hecking liar. You're such a liar, East. How could you do this? Oh my god, East. No, Tomitake! My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san? It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watchnagashi. This is so unexpected! I know, I know. You understand the implications behind that, my bar-san. Implications? Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of Watchnagashi, meaning this year, on the curse of Oyashiro-sama, had once again. The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right? I didn't want to understand why. Please tell me. Tell me what happened. It was rather peculiar. Might be a little too graphic with someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. This song is different. This song is new. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I actually hate it. Never make that noise again, please. Oh my god. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. What, did he pass out? Oh no. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from a security detail at the festival. It was late, about 5 till midnight. The location was, you know that road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There are a few streetlights on that road. The pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. The stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered in the asphalt. We thought he was from a hit and run at first, but when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open. Oh! Yeah, so that 100%, that's a murder. That's a straight murder. From a knife or something? No. Nails. Huh? Nails? As in fingernails? With those, he clawed through. From a coroner's report, it was revealed that it was with his own nails. What? What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. But, nah, it's still murder. Tomitake-san thought there was a reason to tear open his own throat as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through his skin until he started to bleed. Even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. Continued clawing. With enough intensity that I could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. And his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage. He continued clawing. Blood splattered on the ground around him as he bled, while gasping for breath. You guys, this is a serious moment. And he died in agony. We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected. But this? It was suicide? Never heard of such a thing. It's an unnatural way of dying. If it wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died in these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. There are a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before his death. That was a given. Yeah, Keiichi is that smart. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Wounds on his hands matched a discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There are traces of where he snuck trees and the guardrails within. Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place, meaning that while tearing his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. What? There were external injuries, which were not self-inflicted, to cover on Tomitake-san. High probability that Tomitaka-san was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there may be multiple suspects. Oh, great. Summarize. Tomitaka-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died. The presumed time of death was around 9:23 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomitake-san at the festival. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt and then parted ways right after that. Yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work and she hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability that she was involved in this incident. Pretty much, yeah. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate would happen to somebody so close to me. It could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short. But we went to the same festival, spent that time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us. We could have been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative. Yeah, dude, they probably don't care at all. They're like, Oyashiro-sama, continue to do your beautiful bidding amongst our populace. You know? Cold and non-believers, am I right, guys? That I knew well. Would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why he came to me? Because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa? Should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear from what happened to me. Things go that way they've been, then the conclusion would have been that Jiro Tomitake died from Oyashiro-sama's curse. Turned away from me, gazed far off into the distance. The nights of Watanagashi, during that sacred ritual, callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's going to turn out. There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by a human, in a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being a fault of some curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses. Tense moves were cut with a man's hearty laugh. That's how it must be, Mayabara-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Understand? Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. With the way things were going, it would just end up Tomitake-san's death, marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There's no way that Tomitake-san would have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. But there's nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either. No, if you hear or see something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear, he was talking about that in future tense. Things are people or rumors. Anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, then just leave a message with whoever picks up. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it. I hesitated for a second. If I took it, and whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? Needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. Snatched up the piece of paper and a satisfied grin spread across his face. Thank you, son and soldier. Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood! Understood! From your friends as well, especially from Sonozaki-san and Furede-san. Please do not inform them. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying they have something to do with the incident? My friend's name's been brought up so abruptly, and rather being told to keep it secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what I call investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem as to especially be offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it just may upset you. Say it! Wow. Dude, I don't think Keiichi can take what he's about to say, probably. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit. There's a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right. Dude, that sounds like the most plausible conclusion, I think. Like 100%. God, these freaking pop-ups. Okay. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence? Also, each of these cases were resolved. None of the perpetrators had any direct connection to the village. Then how did you come to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of Onikakushi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt the day of the Watanashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa. First it was the dam construction foreman, then it was a villager that supported it. Those the village holds a grudge against, one after another, died from mysterious causes. The means are different, but in the end, the result is the same. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So, the victims after that, what about the Shinto priest and the wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute, but he wasn't proactive. There was a fraction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result. Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village. What about that housewife after that? Did she die just because she was a wife of the brother of his supporter? That's just a trivial reason to kill someone. What about Tomitaki-san? He's not affiliated with the dam project at all. Was he just killed because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy thresholds of the victims became much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about that? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider is reason enough. Then, next year's victim, they're going to be picked out of the village outsider pool. Might be a person that just moved here. Oh! Oh my god. Just directly accusing. You're gonna die next year. What do you mean by... Swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the one who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victim's my family? Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? Can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests. Quite fervently so. It's also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanor obstruction of public worker offenses on her record because of the protest. Who did she assault? Jesus Christ. I knew Mion what it meant to fight. This is the first I'd heard of her family leading a protest, though. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with a string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. Felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That's exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. And think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's a curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was defiantly going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. None of the villagers should have anything to do with the process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly, just like everyone had kept it from me, so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they didn't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as it inspited it as it was, but it couldn't be helped. I understand. Keep it to myself. That fine, Mr. Oishi, from the Okinomiya police station. You can call me Kuda-chan, if you want. No, Oishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was a splitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I'd never seen one this bulky before in cop shows I watch. I'd taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click, and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was almost cruel heat, as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as this thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him it was too late to say something that self-serving. Yeah. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maibar-san. There is enough proof that the village is not evolved. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything, but I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, Maibar-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there's a lot on my mind. Tomotaku-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was a possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Possible. Not Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomotaki-san. Who could that perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. Well, you don't know that for sure, Keiichi, now do ya?
There's no way they're involved. I refuse to believe it. They're my friends. They would never do something like that to me. I just know it.
That's what he sounds like.
It's Me-chan, the perpetrator.
Oh my god! No, that's good. That's good. Huh? I was startled to hear Rena's voice.
With the rope in the lounge.
Nope. No. Rena clutched her head while flailing about. It's like you're just self-destructing over there. Wow.
Yuji-san, you're quite late. As you may know, I'm seething with anger.
Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see.
You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame.
Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I have 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided I'm going to be finishing last place?
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 point!
How are you at Oh, because she guessed wrong, right? The heck? Her score is lower than mine. No, I wasn't even playing. This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Rena alone or by both Kei-chan and Rena. Yeah, right. Just let Rena do the penalty by herself.
We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know?
Ugh, I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Rena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
I got it. The murderer is me, with the poison at the entrance. Is it?
My, Rena, what a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Oh.
Ren is correct.
Oh ho ho ho.
Then it's decided that Keiichi shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray!
Oh, wow.
Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best.
Yeah, let's do our best. Ha 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 ha. My fault, so I have no choice. But that's game. Me, Mion Shimazaki, ranked first. And dead last are Keiichi Maibara and Rena Ryugu. Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty.
Well, what will she make us buy, I wonder?
Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper.
Wow, there's a lot written here.
A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar, fried tofu. The heck is this?
Looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. Me was certain she was going to win today.
Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. Oh my god. This is just your grocery list. I promised myself if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Is this where we save? East, how are you doing? Are you good to go some more? It's like, I could still go. It's like, I want to get something spooky before I leave for a week. You know? Not a clue, huh? Not a clue! Get it? Because it's named Clue. Yeah, keep going. Okay, cool. I just don't wanna, you know, make it too late for you. But I will take a 2-second water break. Ah! Oh my god. Doing all this Higurashi in like 2 days is like severely damaging to my throat. Do I sound like whack? Because I feel whack. Hopefully this will just make my throat stronger over time, right? My throat will develop armor for this. Sleepy. Whoa, that's a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake when it's time to eat. It doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night, so I'm so tired right now. It was one of those raunchy TV shows you love so much on last night. Yeah, hydration check. For you guys as well, okay? Not just me, for you guys.
How extremely vile.
Don't jump to conclusions.
It's perfectly normal for boys, nothing to be ashamed about.
Okay, Rena, out of all of you, Rena should be the one that wouldn't say that.
Not Rena, Rika. God, heck.
Rika's patting me on my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously.
My, you think I would just sit there and allow that?
I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. Nice. I'm such a good actor. That was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I sat my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. I think that Satsuko had responded, but I pretended not to hear.
Cut it out, Satsuko-chan. Keiichi can fall asleep. Sleeping face. So cute.
You can take him home later. Let him be for now.
Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi
if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Spending the day like this, almost as if the incident with Tomitaki-san didn't happen at all. It just made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was for certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. I wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regarding learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would have, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. Couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this. Huh? When was that?
I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of Onikakushi.
Mion whispered to keep the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell she was quite upset. Couldn't it be? Are they talking about Tomitaki-san? The intake? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret, rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation. It's much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen on in the discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
So, and me, there are the others, right?
Two?
They don't know if it's from the curse or if this was Onikakushi.
Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by the demon? Oh, Spirited away. Yes, I think that's the, you know, the what it's supposed to be translated as. What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good. There's another, right? The movie? Yeah, the movie, but it's also like a phenomenon, being spirited away. Like you just disappear by a demon and then that's it. So it's a phenomenon that the movie was named after. But yeah. Right? If it's a Yashiro-sama's, yeah. But this year at all? Grandma and the mayor said they had talked about it. Seems they talked to police about it beforehand. Said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then without us knowing, someone had them, you mean? Maybe. Next could me, I wonder. I can't believe they made Spiriting Away from the hit Ghibli movie Spirited Away into a real thing. See, that's the thing. It might not be a real thing. Unless you believe in ghosts, in which, yeah, it's real. Personally, me, I can't say anything. Because they could be real and listening on to me right now, so I can't say anything bad. But you get me. You get me. Don't worry, you got home safely. But is not allowed, right? That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. East, you don't want to say that. East, East, watch out! Watch out! There's someone behind you, East. Watch out! Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term Onikakushi, to be demoned away. For the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. Hey, what up? That's what I thought. I suspected that it was what it meant because Tomotage-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I didn't know her name, vanished after Watanashi. Guys, he's gone. Wait, hold on. He's gone. Look, he's not there anymore. What happened? I only looked away for 2 seconds. Dirk, did you see anything? What happened? Just kidding. He just came back from the store with milk. Next thing that stuck out was when Rena said, "There's another one, right?" Rian also said, "If it's a Yashiro-sama's, yeah," responding to something. Now I'm the ghost. That's always how it turns out, isn't it? You will always become the ghost. If it's a Yashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or from the case of Onikakushi. It seemed like the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were being paired together. I recalled Tomotake's terrible end. Wasn't something as elegant as disappearing? That horrendous end would be described as cursed. Then the woman with him, means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Rena. Rena was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. Or she knew something made her a potential target for Yashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Yashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't our guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens, drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, Yashiro Oishi said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there are no longer any discretion between them or regular outsiders. If that was the case, I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Rena. From her composure, I would infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay on what I just heard just now to Oishi-san. Informing the police about what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep made me feel terrible. Raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. It'd be better not to seek the answers to those questions. As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I'd fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. And then the teacher approaches, haha. Keiichi-san, you must awaken! In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Gah! I couldn't sleep at all. Hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. Ah! There's a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Oh my god. I hate thumbtacks. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. Furiously jumped from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were oh my god, they really duped him, didn't they? My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. Teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
Oh ho ho! Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat.
Clomp clomp, wish, whiff. Not crying one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Yeah, heckin' get wrecked, Satoko.
Whoa, Keiichi-san is being mean.
Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Maebara-kun. Apologize to her. No? Saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me, that little brat. Come on, Maebara-kun. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized, even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat. Sat down after Mion told me to. She switched to class representative mode. Oh? Dude, I freaking feel that heat right now. Oh my god. Living in Texas during summer, I feel the heat. The boring class is finished, school's finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. The clue? I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Ren and I weren't even about to test out our strategy.
That's right, today Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious.
Oh, so we are playing the same game?
What should we do? We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me?
Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up. Oops, I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry guys, not today. Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes? Sorry, really. I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man is heading back home now. Oh. Yeah, that was sudden. Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
You see, Mi-chan, so she sometimes goes to help at her uncle's shop in town.
Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I see. She's able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. But would you call that a part-time job? Isn't that against some school policy?
There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded.
Is that what she's calling it? So what now? On the club today?
So we're done today, I guess?
Wouldn't it be fine? Wouldn't it be fine even without club president? Let's do this. Well, who gets to decide the hecking game then? I opened the club locker and began searching for a deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is. Deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I want to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break.
I do not mind. But it's fine for Ren-san and Rika? If Keiichi-san wants to do so badly, I wouldn't mind playing it for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together.
Oh, so they don't want to play. They don't want to play. When she says it like that, I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today.
I'm going to buy soy sauce and other things. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess it's been a while. I should go treasure hunting.
What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities? Yeah, dude, no one cares about Keiichi trying to get things going. Like, Keiichi wanted to just play some Clue. And these guys were not up for it. They were not in the mood. If I kept on trying to push them at her, I may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Oh well, I'll give up this time. Man, I was really looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as I was still caught up on it.
At the next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing.
Oh, the murder is Satoko. The murder weapon is the pistol. It was you after all.
What did you say? And I'll just...
Satoko looked through her cards on the desk and stuck out 3 of them at me.
The murder is Keiichi, in the lounge with the rope.
I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this. Oh. Oh my god.
No! Keiichi-san is such a beast.
Oh, well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system. Abuse! Abuse!
What? I'll remember this Keiichi-san. She was used to it as a plaything for quite a while. How unfortunate.
By Keiichi? Or...
Cute.
Everyone got ready to go back home. I also upgathered the scattered cards. Suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards. But I noticed something strange. Rena, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mio. Yeah? Satoshi. Satoshi? Although the cards were made by us. Or at least, every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does that mean this Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
Keiichi-kun, let's hurry and finish cleaning up.
Being rushed by Rina, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers. We were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Rena had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Rena? There must be quite a few people who transferred to the school, right? I tried asking Rena in a bit of roundabout way. Rena made a troubled face and then answered.
Yeah, Minamizawa's a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then.
Then this Satoshi is another one of those transferees?
Sorry? I don't really know.
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate. Sus?
I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I just missed him. So I don't hear much about him. Sorry.
Ultra sus. I'm not sure. Sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder of the dam. I was saddened by her denial, felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Or I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered what kind of face I was making just then, these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
Keiichi-kun, you're making a scary face. Why is it? Why?
Probably exactly the kind of face Redna said it was. Feared my grim expression had frightened her. Ah, sorry. I was really looking forward to club today. I'm just feeling down about it. I rustled Redna's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. All the mysteries are piling up. Satoshi could be one of the people who got spirited away, maybe. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I don't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry.
Keiichi-kun, are you tired, maybe?
Rena timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made the situation even more unsettling. You think so?
Yeah. Seem to have been a little out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold?
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had a perfect attendance since elementary school. Dang, Keiichi. Smart boy, huh? Well, I guess having perfect attendance doesn't really mean you're smart, does it? Rena continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
Could be that fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you.
It's completely different from where you used to live, after all. Of course you'd gotten tired. There's so much you need to get used to and remember. Maybe that's it. Yeah, has to be. Rena was also like that at first. Rena was also like that at first, too. I can tell, you know? You know? I wondered if Rena also experienced that slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? Feeling I had been drawn into conversation, her face suddenly brightened. It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villagers' names at all. Michan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did still feel a little out of place. Rena told me all the details when she had moved here, all of our first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times. So, Satsuko got you too? Yeah, there was a thumbtack put on my chair. Poke. Then with that, yeah, that really takes me back. When were you invited to the club? The first day? Nah, there wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day, she said we should stay after and hold a... Oh, this doesn't add up. This doesn't add up. Because the clue game with the Satoshi that Rena doesn't know of, like, that's... He couldn't have been in the game if the club wasn't even created until after Rena got there. So Rena should definitely know who that guy is. Come to think of it, Mion did say she was first club president. Now I get it. It's a secret, but Michan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win. Huh? Mion, really? Can't even imagine that. She had to do some of the most penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell. I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster that used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty. Began making more friends besides Michan after that, but yeah. Might have been only since you moved here that I finally felt like I'd gotten used to it here. I guess Rena had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she just moved here. Guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'll be finally considered one of them. Huh? Did you say something? No, sorry. Just talking to myself. Keiichi-kun, you're so silly. I was poking fun and laughing at me, but I couldn't help but laugh as well. I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Rena? Is there something that everybody is keeping from me? Huh? No, not at all. You're lying, aren't you? Rena suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense. What do you mean by that, Keiichi-kun? Tone was still in the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me? For understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that her face, I regretted saying something so rash. She came back at me in a way I didn't expect. Ah! No. No. Well then. Well then, Keiichi-kun. Aren't you keeping something from us? Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Rena. How her gaze pierced through me. I couldn't believe this was the same Rena. Aren't you? Lies or secrets? Aren't you? Oh, you are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part. She looked like as if she did. The incident with Tomotage-san and how I felt alienated from the group. And without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell anyone about how it happened with Tomotage-san to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then, aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies. Wait, no. Me? You. No, I'm not. No lies, nor secrets. Liar? Her answer was instant, and it shook me. Oh. Rena stared as she burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying? Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi-kun? I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room. I swallowed hard. Clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what had happened. The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't actually talk at the entrance. You talked inside of a car near the school gate. With some man we didn't know. Rena knew everything. She knew that I was called out by Oishi-san, that I heard about the incident with Toritaki-san as well. Did she know all of it? Exactly who was that man? I don't know him. Why did someone you don't know have business with you? I want to know that myself. Then what did you talk about? It has nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie. Lies! Oh god. Sending frightened birds into the air. Couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized. The person in front of me, she wasn't Rena Ryugu. Then who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Rena Ryugu's appearance? I held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating. Right? And then she made a facial expression that Rena normally would have made. It didn't matter that it was Rena's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me, felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Yeah, I just had to mention that. Whoever this was with Rena's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. And she smirked as if she was able to see right through me. We also have secrets, just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Rena's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. Couldn't nod or shake my head. This person sitting in front of me, this person who looked like Rena, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. For it felt like an eternity. After a long empty silence, she finally spoke. Let's go. It's getting chilly. Oh, no. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. It was Rena again, smiling at me once more. She started walking as if nothing had happened at all. I was released from her gaze. My legs gave out from under me and slumped into the ground. I was able to lift a finger until Rena was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. Finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again, who was that person? Who looked like Rena Ryugu? Oh, I hate that. I hate that. When somebody just goes off the rails and then acts like nothing happened. Oh. Oh. I was out of it. No save. We're keep going. I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Rena going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Rena. Then who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that someone else, not Rena. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Rena as I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Yeah, exactly! No, hold on, no. She's just keeping secrets and not being honest. But that can get to people. You know, if somebody's just keeping something from you, intentionally keeping something from you, you automatically assume that it's something to like bad, you know, something that they wouldn't want you to know or something detrimental to you, you know. So it's like, oh, why can't I know it then, right? Ah, it's so whack. Though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind, finally I returned to my senses. I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the steps. Keiichi, it's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me, Oishi of the Okinomiya bookshop. Oishi-san? Oh, it's Oishi-san. Sorry. Since your parents picked up, I said I was from the books. What? What?
Have you seen Suicide Squad?
Not yet.
You should see it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I've not heard much about it. Did you see it at work?
I downloaded it on my, no. I watched it after I got home from work.
Okay.
I downloaded it on my phone and watched it.
On your phone?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
on HBO.
tomorrow?
Yeah, it's HBO.
Okay, yeah. I can watch it tomorrow.
It's like, yeah, it's 10 hours, so.
Yeah. Also, say hi to the people.
Wow.
Okay, bye. That was my brother. First time brother go into stream. This part is pretty creepy. Yeah. My get back into it, get immersed. Since your parents picked up, I said it was from the bookstore. Puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I bought a cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to the room on the second floor. Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on the piece of paper I gave you yesterday was the old number. My apologies. Let me copy down the number I'm about to give you. Yeah, okay. Gave him the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. Thought it was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up. So how has it been, Mayabara-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. Really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi-san? Yeah, I am. Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's from around here, he might know. Oishi-san, do you know what this Onikakushi thing is about? I believe it's when somebody suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying from around here. It has the same meaning as spirited away, like everyone else says. Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. Made me a bit happy when he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Mizawa was, I'm not sure if I should tell you this, Mayabara-san. Don't try to play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm not going to tell you anything. I feel that. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. It's just, it may make you feel bad. You see, long ago, Mizawa was feared as the village where demons reside. Demons? By demons, you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell? More like human-eating monsters. They'd gone out of villages, snatching people up and gobbling them down, that kind of tale. Even snatching people up is what makes this Onikakushi really means. Ah. They said that the curse and being demonized away happened together. What does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row. I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years. The curse being deemed away happened together? First time I've heard of that. Is that how it is, Mayabara-san? Ooh! That's what I want to know. I heard Ren and Mion talking. They said if it was really Oyashiro-sama's curse, then both the curse and demon away would happen. Oishi began hemming and hawing at the end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind? Mayabara-san, you know the thirst incident? Murder by dismemberment? Yeah, one of the 6 perpetrators is still on the run, right? Oh! Hypothetically, what if he isn't on the run, but was demoned away? Ah, okay. Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was a particularly ghastly one. Police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. Staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route they had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Once the police were completely incompetent. If it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off. Then what about the incident the next year, when the man who supported the project and his wife both died in the accident? Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in the accident. His wife's body never surfaced. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, and the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers searched every branch off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, and in the end, they weren't able to find her body. But that's just not them being able to find the body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from her being demoned away? You cannot say someone is dead without their body. Till a certain number of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive. That's actually true. I learned about that recently. Even in the US, that's true. I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality. How about the third year? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide. My brother-son, that's actually the exact same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into a bottomless marsh deep in the forest around Hinamizawa. Meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the marsh. A diver was able to recover a few remains, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believe that she faked her death, and she was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure if you'd call the case as being demoned away. Just as you said, every year one person goes missing. The incident this year, the woman with Tomitake has gone missing. What about the incident with the housewife beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe that perpetrator was caught, right? Yeah, we arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident. But, well, you see, after he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. Still under investigation. As to whether disappearance had anything to do with the crime. Okay, so that one was the year prior to this one. So that means that this child could have been the Satoshi that we found in school that they don't know about. But as you said, you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice? No idea, it's considered a separate case. Moreover, we can't even check now. Because while under investigation, that man died in his holding cell. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. Okay. Look, a spork? Anything with a spork is just hilarious. But yeah, I'm using big brain here. Like, I'm so smart. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide. Meaning for the last 5 years, there's always one person who dies and one who goes missing. That's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I never realized they had that in common. Couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It's just something they had in common. Could it be that those demoned away have something in common? Oishi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. I'll summarize the events. First year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife of the dam project supporter. Third year was the wife of the Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family's child. And the fifth year was the victim's girlfriend. I guess. Oh, you have to guess that she was his girlfriend. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them. With the exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends. Those do stand out. Seems like there are a lot. That means the fourth victim's child was different. It really stood out if they were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is still alive and has moved, if I recall correctly. The child went missing in the fourth year. Who were they? Apparently he was quite mature. 1 year older than you. Oh, that's so that guy from school. That his name was Satoshi Hojo. Oh, dude, big brain. Big brain. I'm so smart. Oh, no, that sucks, though. Oh. Oh, Satoshi? I remember that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? He was at your school until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Oh, they just gave him this man's seat. Oh my god. Then where I sat once belonged to the one who was deemed away. It was his seat? Oh, if it works like this? Oh my god. So technically, Keiichi and Rena could be targeted. Because, like, you know, they're like love interests. So Keiichi dies, Rena gets spirited away. They're both outsiders. And yeah, makes sense, I think. It was his seat. I recalled the cold sensation that came from his desk. That made my hair stand on end. string of mysterious deaths. No, Yashiro-sama's curse. Now knew how it connected to me. That chilling sensation was the feeling of Yashiro-sama's caressing the back of my neck. Oh, I can feel it when he says that. Yashiro-sama's curse, huh? Yashiro-sama's curse really exists? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. I was scared. That's why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by a man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I reached a point where I'd learned something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser or to seek an answer I may regret, which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse. You mean Rena Ryuga-san? She transferred in last year and she's her classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be a bit too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it. Felt like she was convinced, almost as if, you could say, she was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. Someone who looked like Rena but wasn't Rena. Might be unrelated. That might be unrelated. Sure. Oh my god. All the strange things I felt come from Rena's gate came back to me. I see. And I'll be doing a bit of investigation on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu-san, Mayabara-san. Are you asking me to keep Ren under surveillance? That's not what I mean, Mayabara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim. At that moment, I kissed my mouse with a gape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. That's how cops are, bro. Knock knock. Sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver. Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. Oh, Keiichi, get the door, please. Blah, blah, blah. What could it be? It's too late. Sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at this for tonight? Yeah. My apologies for calling in so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening. Keiichi, hurry and open up. Daddy's got his hands full. Jesus. What is Dad doing? I stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. Fairly fancy spread for our household. There's even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. It's quite the show of hospitality. What's going on, Dad? What's all this for? Come now, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him? So, what were you talking about? I jumped. Whoa, of course. Dude, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, on the receivers, you could just pick up the phone at any point during the call and listen onto other people's conversations. So, maybe it was that he did that. It's not something I had to keep from my father, but how could I explain to him I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night? Nothing much. Just a friend. I don't mean the phone. She was here. No, she wasn't. Rena-chan. She wasn't here? Come now, don't try to keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring up some tea. Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay. So she was just standing outside of his door or something. Oh, fuck. God. Oh. I had no idea what Dad was talking about. A cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking? Marchan went upstairs about half after, so it was close to an hour? An hour! So the whole time that they were talking. You saw her come up to the second floor? Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was the. Good job, Dad! God. Rena came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door. She called it out to me on the second floor. Probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed my dad as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs about an hour passed. Then passed my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs... Oh, fuck. Oh, God. I hate it. So she left. Where was Rena? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs. Meaning, Rena had for about an hour in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the ominous things and all the nonsense I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head. Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. But shut up, East. Now is not the time. I'm all spooked. More importantly, you need to clean up the mess again. Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of my room with my eyes. I looked down at the floor around the doorway where Rena might have been stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi-san, my back turned, Rena was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time. All that time in this dimly lit doorway. What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the two teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. I hate that so much. God. You have received new tips. Notice from the police chief. Lies, huh? Save. How's everyone doing on this fine day? Oh, I get chills. Would you like to continue, yay or nay?
Chime off in chat.
God. So, I'd hate to leave off on such a spooky note, but I think it's gonna be only more spooky from here on out. So, I think I might have to end it here, though. I'll be back in a week, anyway. You'll be left with this mystery for a week. Good luck, fellas, on not looking up answers in the meantime. But, the music makes it so much worse. Remember that being the case in Doki Doki as well. Yeah, yeah, I think we'll leave too. I remember Doki Doki being like that as well, where the music just makes it so much worse. Yeah, so thank you for staying with me and helping me be not as scared. So, yeah, uh, 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 I don't have anything good to say. I'm too on edge right now. uh, uh, bye. 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 Bye.